Today, we're going to talk about photos and we'll show you how we take Airbnb photos on the budget. If you want to have a successful listing, you need to pay attention to three things: your photos, reviews, and your price. Those are the three pillars of Airbnb. In this video, we're going to talk about photos specifically, and we'll do the videos about the other two as well. So if you can afford it, it's always good to hire a professional photographer. Make sure they have an experience with either real estate or specifically Airbnb listings. Otherwise, you can do and take your photos yourself. Today, we are going to talk you through how we do it ourselves. First thing is, let's discuss the hardware. As far as the hardware is concerned, we use iPhone 13. Anything after iPhone 13 would work. Samsung phones or any other phone with a modern, decent camera would work. Next thing you need to pay attention to is the aspect ratio. These photos need to have around 1.2 by 1 aspect ratio. So it's a little bit less than 4 by 3. So the reason for this is when you go on the main landing page, you can see that the photos on the main page, top 5 photos, which consists of cover photo and the 4 other ones, they're almost square. They're just barely rectangular. So you need to make sure that your aspect ratio matches to what you can see on the screen so that it doesn't get cropped and you don't lose any information from the photo. Otherwise, it might get cropped weirdly. So you always want to match the aspect ratio of these main page photos, which is around 1.2. Usually on most phones, you can just use 4 by 3. If you're using iPhone, another thing you need to pay attention to is you should change the default format to JPEG. iPhone has its own format, but you should change it to JPEG. It's just much easier to work with when it comes to editing or even uploading to Airbnb. So that's about it. You just have an iPhone. You don't need any additional equipment. Just change the aspect ratio to 4 by 3 and change the default formatting to JPEG. After you do that, you need to prep your apartment. So basically, you need to have your Airbnb apartment fully set up and ready to go for a photo shoot. So what you can do is you can set up the tables, maybe bring in flowers, set up the kitchen, make sure that it's fully cleaned and ready for the photo shoot. You want to do the photo shoot during the day, and if you really want to go fancy, you can also do it before the sunset. So those 2 times are the best time to take the photos. You would open the windows and turn on every light so the pictures are as well lit as possible. So usually for a small studio, we put up around 20 to 25 photos. And in order to select 20 to 25 photos, you would realistically need to take 50 to 60 photos, and you pick the ones that you like from those set of 60 or more photos. Usually you want to have at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 photos for each room. As you are taking those photos, be mindful of the main cover photo and the top 4 photos for your listing. By top 4 photos, I mean the remaining 4 photos on the main page. Main cover photo is the most important photo. So usually what we do is we go with the view. If an apartment has a nice balcony with a nice view, we always choose that as a cover photo. If it doesn't have a nice balcony view, then what we do is the following. You can see another listing of ours. So what we do is we pick a colorful furniture with a beautiful color contrast, and we put up the nice pictures on the wall. So this would be our main photo. So this has nice contrast and it's eye-catching. So when people are scrolling through multiple listings, they would always want to stop on this photo and just take a look. Because most of the people get curious when they see colorful photos. So this is another example of a good cover photo in case if your apartment doesn't have a nice view. As far as the other 4 photos are concerned, we usually show a bed and then a kitchen, living area, and then another photo of the view. If it doesn't have a view, then we would show maybe bathroom. So generally, you don't need to show the bathroom, and then sometimes we also put in a floor plan. It also helps people to understand how this space works. So it's usually beneficial to the potential guest. Also, very few people do this, so it makes your listing stand out if someone does come to your landing page. So you need to have your photos organized, and we shown in prior videos how to organize your spaces and assign photos to them. So for this listing, you can see our kitchen photos, for example, then our bathroom photos, bedroom area, and outdoors view and the entrance. It's a good practice to have at least a couple of photos taken outside in the neighborhood, maybe looking at your building, so that people are comfortable with the area as well. In case if you have, let's say, foreign visitors coming in, they want to be comfortable with the area around your apartment as well. And then we usually have a floor plan. So as far as taking the photos is concerned, try to aim the cameras at the corners. So you can see an example is this one. So try to aim the cameras at the corners and capture as much information in the photos as you possibly can. And for each room, again, you should select 3 or 4 photos. And you should have an exterior and a view if possible. All of these photos need to be edited. For example, on a screen, you can see our main photo. On the left one, you can see the one without the edits. And on the right one, you can see the one edited. It's super simple to do this edit. We use Adobe Lightroom Classic. In that software, which is paid, I guess it's around $10 a month, you can really turn your left photo into your right photo with a click of a few buttons in less than 5 minutes. If you're interested on how Adobe Lightroom works, please watch some YouTube tutorials. And if you really want us to make a video about how we edit our photos, you can comment down below, and then we'll make another video where we'll discuss how we edit the photos so that you can turn left photo into right photo. And here is another example. You can see the right photo has much more warmer colors, which people generally like. So you should always aim to have a really warm colors in your photos. Once again, this can be done in less than 5 minutes using Adobe Lightroom Classic, and you don't really have to be technical or anything. It's basically just like Instagram filter, but just has a little bit more functionality. Thank you guys again for watching the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Have a good one. Cheers.